Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels, including Logitech, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Race fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4 in the checkered flag. He wins his first NASCAR iRacing.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to ARLTV. This is GP260 series coming to you from Summit Point Raceway today. I'm Alex Simpson. I'm joined with my co-commentator, Mr. Andrew Woodhouse. Hello, my friend.
Good evening, buddy.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you very much.
I missed.
Looking forward to this race, actually.
Yeah, I missed last week. How was Brands Hatch?
Oh, it was very good. Me and Darren had a lot of fun calling that race, and good to have you back. Though it's going to be an interesting one. Summit Point's always well, we've been here before, and it's a tough track to get right on a regular basis.
Yeah, I remember us featuring MX5 rookie race round here, and I mean, I know we took part in it as well on the opposite day, but that was a whole lot of fun and some great racing there. So let's hope that we see more of the same. It looks like, just talking to the lads, it looks like overtaking can be done going into the first corner, but I tell you what, that first corner is going to be interesting come the start of the race.
It's always a difficult one because I'll just put it bluntly for those who don't understand. If you miss your braking point there, you are in the trees, pretty much. There's not much, there's a lot of grass, there's a lot of gravel. You know, you're going to find it difficult to make your way back on, so you do have to judge these overtaking manoeuvres precisely. Also, this tricky tight infield section is no doubt going to cause problems for the drivers. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, there's a lot to learn with this track. It's actually quite technical, and so I remember rightly selecting the right gears here and there. I know that sounds, pretty obvious, but actually, you kind of sort of you don't want to be over revving the car at all around here as well, because you seem to lose quite a bit of traction. So, yeah, I think right. I think the guys. Some of these guys were from the Apex League when we did it, so I'm sure they all remember it. I know Aaron Mullen was talking about it in the channel when I was down there a minute ago, so some of what they learnt there is rubbed off on here, so hopefully we'll see those guys up the top.
Yeah, and also the final sector is very nice to drive, very fast and flowing onto this long main straight, which, like you said, it's quite a tight corner at the end of it, so all joking aside, so it's a good overtaking opportunity in these Star Mazdas. The drivers are going to have to, it's a track where you can set your opponent up for a pass, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Get a good exit out of there, and you can get alongside, and that's going to be the key thing. I mean, there's got every chance to fight back though, because of the way the layout is you can cover the inside for the next corner as well. So could see some good defending going on today as well.
There's also a medium lane straight down to the sort of the infield section complex, which that's tough braking at the end of that, isn't it? Very easy to lock a front wheel going in there and run wide and give your opponent a chance.
Yeah, I mean the other tricky corner, like you're saying, going into that corner is the hairpin there, and you could easily find yourself on the other side of the track and disqualified very quickly as well.
Because it's downhill braking, you're also turning right at the same time, so very tough to get it right. You know, if you lock up, you're not going to make the corner, and like you said, you've got to be careful that you don't rejoin the course further along, cut out that whole section, which is definitely possible. So I think we even saw an accident, didn't we, that way last time?
I think we did.
With the car coming right across the grass onto the track.
Yeah, I think we did. So we'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I think it's time to turn attention to the qualifying session, round 12 here of GP260. And Peter Velkov is topping the timesheets at this very moment. 104.796. Doesn't look like our championship leader has appeared for this one yet.
No, I was just about to run through the current standings as well, and I know that Ripsard can't make it today, but he is leading the way in the championship. 248 points, but he can't make it today. But so it's going to give the drivers a chance to gain a whole load of points back on him. But his 97-point lead that he's got at the moment shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm sure he can give away 25 points here.
Well, that's it.
Nenad's in second place, so he'll be looking to get a really strong finish today, as will Peter Velkov as well. Marco Montaldo in fourth place, and rounding out your top 5 is João Rodrigues. Just having a quick look at the constructors table. Trident there sitting pretty, just over 100 points ahead. Venezuela in second place. They've got a real opportunity to make some major ground on Trident today, so we'll keep an eye out for them. In practice they were sat 1 and 2, so they're looking pretty good. Rapak's in third place as well, Carlin in fourth, and the rest of the field really, I would say, are out of contention to bag any of the prizes at the moment, but yeah, so really it's just the top 4 that we're going to keep a close eye on for the Constructors' Championship.
One of the things that you notice about the qualifying times at the moment is that there is just 1 second covering 1st to 14th. So it looks like we could get a very good race here, and one of the reasons, unfortunately for Tony, one of the things that benefits us that because he's not here is his contenders have been very close together throughout the season. They've sort of interchanged who's been Tony's closest challenger, haven't they, between Montaldo and Velkov and Matijevich especially.
I think that's really why no one sort of stepped up to really give him that challenge. It's just that without making his head any bigger, he is the fastest on the grid at the minute, and the other guys are so evenly matched, but only just a little bit behind him. But that's what's making it really difficult for those guys to sort of say, well, I'm going to be the #1 challenger, and really start having a little bash at trying to close in on him for this championship.
We saw that in Formula 1 in 2011, didn't we? It was actually quite a close season, but Vettel was consistent, and everybody else was, winning a race and retiring, and winning a race and retiring, and that's why it, the championship went as it did. But I think Matijevich especially and Velkov have been the 2 to watch throughout this season, the main challengers. Who do you think is going to take home the win today if qualifying stays the same?
It's hard to say, actually. I mean, just looking at some of the, like I said, I was in the practice session before and looking at the times that were being posted and things like that. It was very, very close, but I think it was the Venezuelan guys that looked like the most consistent with the times that they were banging in, so I'd have to pick one of those guys for the win today.
They have been consistent all season, Alex, and one of the things that's actually let them down over recent races, especially Rodrigues, has been his strategy. He seems to have been caught out with traffic. Do we think if they can get it right in the pits today, that they can mount a strong challenge to get both drivers on the podium?
Well, I know they do a lot of work together, and hopefully they've nailed the strategy here. There's been a lot of hosted sessions up apparently, so everybody's been aware that championship leader's going to miss the race today, so they're all sniffing the chance to get a victory. So let's hope they've done their homework.
Look at this. 4th place at the moment in qualifying, Colin Cunniff. Matijevich in 5th, Rodriguez in 6th, separated by 2 1,000ths of a second. So those guys will be squabbling with each other throughout the whole race, it would seem. As most drivers actually are going quicker than they did in the warm-up.
Yeah. I mean, you know, qualifying gives you that little bit of edge. Just on screen now, we've got both the Venezuelan guys actually. So I wonder if they're going out do a little bit of slipstreaming, help each other along.
Yeah, and it's also just behind is. Actually, I've got, for some reason, I've got Montaldo's old livery again this week, despite having it correct last week. I didn't notice that for a second.
Well, we're okay here. We've got the latest one, so it's all good.
Just have a look and see how they tackle this infield section. It's about carrying the speed, isn't it? And potentially not going into too low a gear either to break the traction of the rear wheels.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that we touched on that just earlier on. That's the key thing, and you can go completely flat through this section if you just nail that.
This last corner, little lift for Rodriguez. Him sliding the car into the corner, getting the front in. Not as extreme as what we've seen Tony Reposado do in previous races, but Rodriguez certainly looks a lot more controlled.
You can see here they're definitely working together as well. There you go, a little bit slipstream, moves out the way.
That will give Montaldo a couple of tenths. He did run a bit wide though there, the Italian. So, but he gets it all together. And then this is a tricky corner, isn't it? Uphill, a little blind.
Yeah, it's quite deceiving actually. It's very easy just to put your couple of wheels on the gravel there, and time is done for really.
Yeah, if you do get onto the gravel, that'll ruin your speed all the way down to this infield section.
Bit of a strange line from both guys there. They sort of weren't particularly wide going into the corner, so making the apex that little bit tighter.
Yeah, and maybe they're not fully hitting the apexes either. Don't know whether it's just a case of trying to get the car to open up a little bit more through those corners. Let's see how he attacks the last corner. That's nice. That's a little bit wide, but you can get away with that. There is a couple of feet of runoff area. Let's see what this time is for Montaldo.
Puts him in P
105.1.
Yeah, P2.
He's now gone up to P2 and he's gone off at the first corner.
As has his teammate Rodriguez as well. So I imagine they've probably just got enough time to jump back in the pits and do that all over again, but the opposite way around.
Yeah, we see John Allett for Trident. He's out on the circuit at the moment. He's 7th in qualifying at the moment. Just behind Rodriguez. And just in front of Paul Nelson in 8th. Lee Thompson in 9th at the moment. For Caterham. He's out on the circuit as well.
And again we see the Venezuela boys done a bit of role reversal, so here we go again. Just the way the camera picks them up, being on the most exciting. I reckon they did that just to get some extra TV time, personally.
I think it definitely gets some, an extra 10th or 2 in their qualifying run. It's all about getting the tyres up to temperature in the opening lap. Got 18 starters at the moment. Darren Kirk saying only 8 people need to retire before he gets in the points. Well, hopefully he can beat some of the guys in front of him on medic. As he showed, he had a very good showing in Mosport, didn't he? 6th place.
Yeah, he kept his nose tidy there, really, and that was the main thing.
Don't think he's going to finish 6th today, but you never know.
Yeah, we've got some good drivers out there. You just don't know what's going to happen in this first lap. You know, we said about these tricky 2 corners, and could easily catch him out. And there we go again. See the role reversal.
I have to say, mate, it's going to get tight down into turn 1, isn't it?
Ah, very, very tight.
The opening lap.
I mean, it is quite narrow. The Star Mazda isn't particularly wide, but
neither's the track. Really down there on that main straight. The guys are going to really have to spot their braking points, aren't they, and make sure that they don't run into anybody.
I'm not sure Rodriguez is going to get his lap finished here in time. Does it let you finish the lap? I'm not sure it did on the hosted session. Sometimes I thought it kicked you out.
I'm not sure really. Montaldo's pulled off the track. Rodriguez
is off.
Shame we don't get these second times, isn't it?
It's something we're working on actually, is a sector time tool.
We can see how people are going.
I think that was Hugo Pretro there.
Yeah, he's in 14th place, only second off the pace, it's not bad.
Doesn't look like Rodriguez coming across the line now.
Oh, and he does improve by 0.02 of a second to go 5th above Cunniff, so that's important for Venezuela GP, with just a few seconds remaining. A couple of guys just crossing the line on their final laps.
Wonder if you can take us through the grid then, just as the last of them come through?
Yep, I can do indeed. So Peter Velkov takes another pole position for him in 104.744. Joining him on the front row is Venezuela GP's Marco Montaldo, Wojciech Rabstin and Nenad Maciejewicz on row 2, with Shao Rodriguez and Colin Cunniff behind them in 5th and 6th. Trident of John Aller in 7th, ahead of Paul Nelson in 8th. For Arden, Lee Thompson in 9th for Caterham, ahead of Charles Sears in the Colony. Dean Prescott 11th, Liam Williams 12th, Cameron Barker in the Ocean in 13th, ahead of Hugo Preto. And Aaron Mullen in the 2nd of the Caterhams, about 4/10 off his teammate in 15th. Ryan Littlemore, good qualifying for him, better than his previous ones. In 16th, Conrad Venter 17th. And Darren Kirk at the back.
As the guys are just slowly making their way to the grid.
Nobody seems to be in any rush in this GP260 race. Who's your money on, Alex? Just quickly before the start.
I think I'm going to go for Marco. I think I want Marco to do it. Let's have a new winner.
For Monsaldo then. I think it might be, looking at that qualifying time, it's only a 10th of an advantage for Velkov, but just have the feeling that could be enough, seeing how close everybody else is.
Yeah, Velkov makes his way to the grid. He's probably the last car. Actually, I'm seeing his teammate in the background join as well, so we're almost ready here for round 12 of the ARLTV GP260. Revs are building.
Revs are rising. The red light is on. And the green light is now on. At Summit Point, we are go here, and look at Montaldo chopping across the front of Rabstein, down into turn 1. Velkov got away well. Montaldo's trying to keep his 2nd place. Under threat from Maciejewicz. Maciejewicz having a look at Montaldo into turn 2. Thinks better of it, trying to get a run down the hill towards the hairpin. Looks like a clean start so far.
Yeah, it looks all good in there. Cars flowing through that hairpin. It's a great little shot. Split screen action, focusing on some different battles going on here.
Like everybody's okay. Looks like Dean Prescott might have got... I don't know if he got involved in something. He's just let Venter through, so I wonder if he made contact with him. Darren Kirk going pretty slowly at the back. I don't know whether he started from the pit lane. Oh, Ryan Littlemore's off as well in the infield section, so I wonder if there was some contact up there, Alex, between those two drivers.
Yeah, I'll have a quick look actually, see if I can bring something back up on the replay. Just we see Marco just getting a little close underneath braking there to Peter, but Nenad in 3rd, dropping back just a fraction.
Quite hard braking at the end of that straight. You really do have to be precise, as we said in qualifying. Montaldo's quite fast around this track. We've seen Velkov, he had that slight advantage in qualifying, which was quite a large gap considering what the gaps were between the other drivers in the top 10. Even, well, like I said, even Aaron Mullen in 15th was only 1.1 seconds off of pole, so, sorry, 1.1 second exactly off pole, so I don't think we're going to see the field spreading out too much. As we've got Rabstein putting some pressure on Maciejewicz then, down the straight, and he's got a slipstream. Is he going to be able to get close enough into the braking area? Doesn't look like it. João Rodriguez is defending from John Allett, the teammate of the championship leader, Tony Reposado. Allett goes a bit wide in turn 1. And then just behind them you've got Cunniff and Nelson. And also Collins' teammate Charles Sears. So
it took a little while, but I got the replay up. I'm sorry about that. Just left you with it for a moment there. But yeah, just having a look at it. I think that was Dean just touching one of the Caterhams going into the hairpin. He lost control, come back on the track. I'm not sure if he made contact with Conrad. I don't think he did. No, he didn't. But he definitely got damage from that.
It looks like Darren Kirk's out of the race. Ryan Littlemore's out. Oh, it might be in the pits actually.
Gonna have a quick look, see if I can find what happened to Ryan.
Venter, Littlemore and Kirk are all in the pits. So Venter, in fact they're just coming out now into the what's left of the midfield, letting Liam Williams and Aaron Mullen through.
See if I can see what happened to Darren and where that occurred.
Good start for, well, Paul Nelson retained his 8th place off the start. Under pressure now from Dina Coloni Sandwich, with Sears behind and Cunniff in front.
Just a replay of the start here as well. Kirk up the inside, I think it was a Fugo. Just
wide then.
Just clipped.
Sorry, Alex.
Sorry.
One of the Venezuela GP cars has gone wide. It's Rodriguez.
Side by side.
He's off. He's going to come back on in the middle of the track. He did, and one of the Colonis had to swerve off the track, and Thompson's up the inside. There might have been a bit of contact with Rodriguez there. Down the back straight. What happened to Xiao there? Did he get involved in the collision?
Yeah, I'm not sure there, sorry, I was too busy looking at the other replay as well. There's a lot of action going on here, there and everywhere. Let's catch back up real time and worry about that sort of stuff later on, I think.
I'll have a look and see what happened. Oh, he lost it coming out of the hairpin. Nearly spun. And then that's when he got embroiled in that conflict with Sears. Desperate to rejoin the track without losing too many positions.
Yeah, he went down to 10 and someone's off in front of him as well. Is that Cunniff?
That is Sears.
Sears, just in front of Thompson.
Yeah, they've got a very fast car behind them now. Oh, as wide goes Sears. Thompson through.
He's going to have to hold it around the outside, avoid the grass, does it well. He's got a nice line actually through there, so should be able to pull away from Sears there.
It'd be interesting to see actually if he has enough pace to rid himself of that Coloni, whereas Rodriguez is trying to get through on the American.
Yeah, just looking back from Sears' gearbox here as well. You can see Rodriguez behind.
So you've got Aaron Mullen making a move on Cameron Barker. And he does it well. Oh, it's gone a bit wide though. He's gone off. Aaron Mullen's off.
Just see him in the background there going off.
Made the move.
And it looks like Rodriguez up the side of Sears as well. He's through as well. So Rodriguez did that all on the exit of turn 1 there. Great line.
Well, Sears is coming back though. Down the hill. I don't think he's going to try anything down into this hairpin.
Again, those Rodriguez opting for the middle line into that hairpin there.
I don't know if he just braked a little bit later, maybe fearing an overtaking move from Sears, as Velkov leads by 1.9 seconds. He's cleared off a little bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. I mean, it's still a long race, 40 laps, so anything can happen. And as we've seen, you know, drivers